Hello everybody! If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 538, The Silent Signal, Part 1, Intermediate. The space station Orion floated alone in the dark, a tiny speck against the endless black of space. Its crew of 5 had been aboard for 6 months, studying a distant star. Dr. Emma Blake, the lead scientist, spent her days at the control panel, watching data stream in from the star's faint light. The work is slow, but Emma loved the quiet. It was just her, the hum of machines and the stars outside the window. One night as the crew slept, a strange signal came through the station's radio. It wasn't words or music, just a low, pulsing hum, like a heartbeat. Emma woke to the sound, her heart racing. She checked the controls. The signal wasn't from Earth or any known satellite. It came from the star they were studying, light years away. "Impossible," Emma whispered. "Stars didn't send signals." She woke the others, Captain Harris, Engineer Tom, Medic Sarah, and Navigator Raj. They gathered in the control room, staring at the blinking lights on the panel. "It's not random noise," Raj said, his voice shaky. "It's repeating like code." Tom frowned. "Could it be a ship? Maybe pirates?" "No ships on the radar," Harris replied. "Whatever it is, it's not close." Sarah shivered. "It feels alive, like it's watching us." Emma ignored the chill down her spine and recorded the signal. For hours they tried to decode it, but it made no sense, just that endless, eerie pulse. By morning the crew was tense. They argued over small things, their voices sharp. Emma noticed shadows moving in the corners of her vision, but when she turned, nothing was there. The next night the signal grew louder. It echoed through the station's walls, vibrating in their bones. Emma couldn't sleep. She sat at the control panel, her eyes burning when the screens flickered. For a moment they showed an image, a shape, vast and dark, with glowing lines like veins. It wasn't a ship or creature. It was something else. Something wrong. "Captain!" Emma called, but her voice caught in her throat. The image vanished. When Harris arrived, he found her trembling. "It's not just a signal," she said. "It's trying to communicate." The crew tried to shut down the radio, but the hum wouldn't stop. It followed them, louder each day, creeping into their dreams. Raj swore he saw figures in the corridors, tall, thin shapes with no faces. Sarah stopped eating, her eyes wide with fear. Tom worked endlessly, muttering about broken wires that weren't broken. On the 5th night, Emma woke to silence. The hum was gone. Relief washed over her, but it didn't last. She found the control room empty, the crew gone. Their suits were still in the lockers, their beds untouched. The station's log showed nothing, no exits, no ships, no trace. Emma sat alone, staring at the stars. The signal was silent, but she felt it watching. Then, faintly, the hum returned, not from the radio, but from inside her mind. Look out for Part 2, next. Oh look, some vocabulary notes. Faint, adjective, definition. Something that is weak, not strong, or difficult to see, hear, or feel. Context. Used to describe the weak light coming from the distant star the crew was studying. Example. Dr. Emma Blake, the lead scientist, spent her days at the control panel, watching data stream in from the faint light. New example sentence. The faint sound of music came from the house across the street, barely audible over the wind. Similar words. Dim, less bright or clear, often used for light or vision. E.g., the dim glow of the lamp made the room feel cozy. Weak, lacking strength or intensity, applicable to sounds, signals, or physical strength, e.g., his voice was weak after shouting for hours. Soft, gentle, or quiet, often used for sounds or touch, e.g., she spoke in a soft whisper to avoid waking the baby. Note for learners, faint often describes something barely noticeable, like a sound or light, and can also mean feeling dizzy, e.g., she felt faint from hunger. Pay attention to context to understand its meaning. Pulse, noun, can also be a verb. Definition: a regular beat or rhythm, like a heartbeat or a repeating signal. Context describes the strange rhythmic sound of the signal compared to a heartbeat. Example: it wasn't words or music, just a low pulsing hum, like a pulse. New example sentence: the pulse of the music made everyone want to dance at the party. Similar words: rhythm, a regular, repeated pattern of sound or movement, e.g., the rhythm of the drums echoed through the forest. Beat, a single thump or sound in a sequence, like a heartbeat or drumbeat, e.g., her heart beat faster as she ran. Throb, a strong, steady pulsing, often associated with pain or sound, e.g., the throb of the engine vibrated the whole car. Note for learners: as a noun, pulse refers to a beat or rhythm. As a verb, it means to beat or vibrate, e.g., the music pulsed through the room. It's often used in medical or technical contexts. Eerie, adjective. Definition: strange and frightening, often creating a sense of unease or mystery. Context: used to describe the unsettling, creepy feeling of the signal's sound. Example: for hours they tried to decode it, but it made no sense, just an endless, eerie pulse. New example sentence: the eerie silence in the old house made her feel like she wasn't alone. Similar words: creepy, causing fear or discomfort, often in a subtle way, e.g., the creepy old painting seemed to follow her with its eyes. Spooky, frightening in a ghostly or supernatural way, e.g., the spooky forest was full of strange noises at night. Unsettling, making someone feel nervous or uneasy, e.g., his unsettling smile made her question his intentions. Note for learners: eerie is often used in stories to describe atmospheres or sounds that feel unnatural or scary. It's stronger than strange, but less intense than terrifying. Shiver, verb, can also be a noun. Definition: to shake or tremble, usually because of cold, fear, or excitement. Context describes Sarah's physical reaction to the creepy signal, showing her fear. Example: Sarah shivered. It feels alive, like it's watching us. New example sentence: he shivered in the cold wind, wishing he had brought a jacket. Similar words: tremble, to shake slightly, often from fear, cold, or weakness, e.g., her hands trembled as she opened the mysterious letter. Quake, to shake strongly, often with fear or shock, e.g., the ground quaked during the earthquake, scaring everyone. Shudder, a sudden, strong shake, often from disgust or fear, e.g., she shuddered at the thought of being alone in the dark. Note for learners: shiver, as a verb, describes the action of shaking. As a noun, it refers to the act itself, e.g., a shiver run down her spine. It's often used to show physical or emotional reactions. Vibrate, verb. Definition: to move quickly back and forth, producing a shaking or trembling effect, often felt or heard. Context: describes how the signal's sound affects the crew physically, emphasizing its intensity. Example, it echoed through the station's walls, vibrating in their bones. New example sentence, the phone vibrated on the table, alerting her to a new message. Similar words, shake, to move back and forth or up and down, often more noticeably than vibrate, e.g., the dog shook its wet fur after the bath. Tremor, a slight shaking, often used for small earthquakes or nervous movements, e.g., a tremor in her voice showed she was scared. Buzz, a rapid vibration, often with a humming sound, e.g., the bee buzzed around the flowers in the garden. Note for learners, vibrate is often used for mechanical or electronic movements, like a phone, or intense sensations. It suggests a faster, more continuous motion than shake. Decode, verb, definition, to find or understand the meaning of something that is in a code or difficult to interpret. Context, the crew tries to understand the mysterious signal, which seems like a code. Example, for hours they tried to decode it, but it made no sense, just that endless, eerie pulse. New example sentence, the spy worked all night to decode the secret message from the enemy. Similar words, decipher, to figure out the meaning of something unclear, like writing or a puzzle. E.g., she deciphered the old map to find the treasure. Interpret, to explain or understand the meaning of something, often broader than decoding. E.g., he interpreted her silence as agreement. Unravel, to solve or understand something complex, like a mystery. E.g., the detective unraveled the mystery of the missing jewels. Note for learners, decode is often used in technical or mysterious contexts. Like signals, messages, or puzzles, it implies effort to uncover hidden meaning. Don't forget, look out for Part 2, next. Story written by Grok 3 AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.